Alright, so this is part 3. Kappa. Maybe I should divide. Probably better to just do 30 minutes each. That way, I don't have to wait an hour and a half on the thing to get the video rendered and stuff. Alright, so one of the parts in the trailer, this is all off the nothing scripted. One of the parts of the trailer, you see Ant-Man running, jumping on a pencil, and going to help his friends. That was in part 3. That was right after the Thanos blew up the headquarters. And so maybe I should just do it in one bit. But I didn't do any intros to the second and third part, so Thanos blew up the headquarters, and the Avengers we had, Nebula was not the future Nebula. It was the past Nebula, so she was out of harm's range. The Hulk was hurting because of his, he put on the Infinity Gauntlet, or the Stark Gauntlet, and snapped, so his arm was burned, but, he's a Hulk, he can regenerate. And because he's maybe Professor Hulk, he's not as strong, or he can't regenerate as fast as, crazy, angry Hulk, so, so they're blown up. They're like, oh shit. And it was amazing they all didn't die because they fucking got shitload of rockets shot at them. But they all survived. And so Thanos lands on, Earth. And it's like, okay, go get me the Infinity Gauntlet. I'll just wait here. And then he'll do a snap and stuff like that. So that's one of the scenes that you see in the trailers. Like, Thanos knows the future, and he knows that he won, and he knows that the Avengers are avenging their loss. So he's like, yeah, you couldn't live with your loss, or you couldn't live with what you did, or something like that, or with your failures, or something. So it's Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. Those three, together, those are the three main dudes. And they're walking down to Thanos, and Thanos is like, yeah, I know. And we got Ant-Man, Barton, Hawkeye, Falcon, and let's see, War Machine, and Nebula's gone. Yeah, Nebula's Nebula was captured in the past. The future Nebula was captured by the past Nebula and Thanos and put on the ship where she meets Gamora. So she's out. And War Machine is, I think they're trapped under the rubble. So Ant-Man has to run and do that scene where he's like, okay, I'm going to save you guys. And so Hulk is Hulk is supporting the building, trying to keep the building from crushing the people. So Ant-Man goes down there and then grabs them all while Thor and they're over there with Thanos. And later he busts out and hey, out of his hand out comes he becomes giant Ant-Man and becomes Thor, and all those these guys come out of his hands like, hey, look, I saved them. And so because the Hulk snap and because of brought back everyone into reality, and it's just like such a small time frame, window of time. It's like boom, snap, boom, the attack. Let's get out of this rubble. But everyone's alive again. So it's like, oh shit. And as Thor, um, uh, Captain America, and they're fighting Thanos. Thanos starts beating the shit out of Thor, and and this wasn't enough build-up. But when you watch the movie, the most holy shit fucking shit. Oh, they did it. I was like, oh, fucking, they did it. And this is what I said in my tweets. And you'll see in the spoilers, any spoilers, the biggest holy fucking shit moment it was, so when Thor went back in time to get the stones, he had well, he didn't have Stormbringer, but he was back in time, and he called to him Mjolnir. It's like, oh, and so from the past he brings back Mjolnir to the future. Which I don't really know what happened to Mjolnir in the past. It's kind of weird. Maybe there were two Mjolnirs? I don't really know how that worked, but or maybe Mjolnir went back into the past. I don't know. But anyway, that was kind of a something. And so Thor was wielding Mjolnir and Stormbreaker for fighting Thanos. It was like, yeah, I was fucking all, and it was all fucking chunky and stuff. Bringing it in. And then Thanos got Thor up against a rock, and he was pushing Stormbreaker into his chest and gonna kill him. And Thor's like, but I got Mjolnir. But Mjolnir, so you see Mjolnir move, but then instead of going to Thor, you see Cap going, fucking catching it, and you're like, motherfucker! And, I was like, yeah, fucking do it! And Cap fucking beats the shit out of him. They're fucking Cap is worthy, and you're like, yeah, fucking do it. And, right now, behind the camera, I'm going, yeah, motherfucker. And, so, yeah, it was good. It was good stuff. Cap and Thor fighting Thanos. The Star Gauntlet was used by Hulk, so he's got the past Infinity Stones, and they need to keep those Infinity Stones away from Thanos, and they need to get those Infinity Stones and take them back into the past. But the problem is, because they've already done the snap, the problem is that the time portal that they built with Rocket built, was destroyed. So how are they going to get them back into the past? And we got Thanos here to deal with. So they're like, oh yeah, we can use Scott Lang's time portal thing to get into the quantum realm and to go back into the past. So they got to get the Infinity Gauntlet, away from Thanos to get it to Scott Lang's time, in his van, and so That's what they're doing. They're trying to get that while they're fighting Thanos. And yeah, and that's what they're doing. And it's and so Thanos Hawkeye and Hawkeye's like, oh, I got the gauntlet. So Hawkeye, like, after the explosion, they blew up. Thanos attacked the Avengers headquarters. Hawkeye's like, oh, the Infinity Gauntlet or the Stark Gauntlet. He grabs that and it's like, okay, we got to get out of here. And so yeah, they got to get out of there with the gauntlet. And so Thanos and Captain America are fighting. Thanos and Thor are fighting and stuff like that. And Thanos breaks Cap's shield. It's like bam, bam. And he's got like his big like dual axe kind of thing, and he's like a bathlith or something, and he smashes Cap's shield, and Cap's shield is all broken up. You know, he was using Mjolnir and stuff like that, but Cap is hurting, right? And you see the scene where he's like messing with his shield because it's broken, and what's he gonna do? And then Thanos is like, okay, what I did before when I killed all those planets and stuff, that wasn't personal. But what I'm going to do to Earth, I will enjoy it. So he's like, all right, my army, go, fucking kill Earth, destroy Earth, and give me the Infinity Gauntlets and stuff like that. And then you see, like, Cap's all beat up and like, all right, the orange circles start popping up and all of the Avengers start coming out. They're all back. Doctor Strange and stuff like that. And so it's like, all right, it's on. It's on from fucking Donkey Kong Country. And so they're like, okay, let's strap it on. Bam, 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 bam. They're trying to get the Stark Gauntlet somehow get it into the Scott Lang's quantum shrinking van, so they can go back in time and set the stones back into time, into their correct time. And but like hey, pass it to me, and then it's like pass. Like the Titans, the NFL players in that one game where they beat with all the lateral passes. But anyway, they pass it. But Thanos gets it. He gets the gauntlet. He's like, yeah, I got the gauntlet. And he's fighting all these Avengers. Captain Marvel comes in, blows up his ship. Scarlet Witch is going all full Scarlet on him. Is like, fuck you. She's got the power to destroy an Infinity Stone by herself. And he's like, I don't know who you are. It's like, fucking, you will know. And she goes all fucking crazy. And it's like powerful, battles. And you could say like, why didn't Captain Marvel just kill him? It's like that. But she was protecting other people. She was going around the universe, stopping battles and stuff like that. It would be pretty easy to say, someone was in trouble and she went to save him and stuff like that. So she was in there and she was powerful, and she blew up his ship. She just flew right through it. The same way she flew through the, Ronin's ships and stuff like that. So, so the ship went down, and she fought Thanos, and Thanos was like, "Come on, bam, bam, bam." Thanos, tried headbutting it. She was so powerful, but Thanos removed like the Power Stone, the purple one, from the gauntlet, and just went bam, and punched her, and she went off, flying because it's the Power Stone of the Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, that was a powerful hit. She took off for a little bit, and Scarlet Witch. So they had their battles and stuff like that. And there was a cool scene where, before that they had the Stark Gauntlet, and the Captain Marvel was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get it to the van," and all the ladies, all the warriors which were around her, like, "All right, she's gonna get help," and so they were trying to escort Captain Marvel to the van, which I thought was kind of fun. It's like, "Hey, just a bunch of ladies. All right, let's go." And if you're like, "Oh, the fucking ladies, they're a bunch of women. They're gonna escort." How many all male, like a bunch of men, are going to do the thing? And how many complaints about, "Oh, they're all men, they're all gonna do the thing"? No, you don't hear that. You don't hear that, because it would be a sexist argument to just say, "Oh, just the women." They were the superheroes around that thing, and they just went and did the thing. All right. It's not shown very often because, yeah, hey, there's a bunch of sexism. But, yeah, they went, and then Thanos fought and stuff like that. And then Thanos got the gauntlet, and then Tony Stark was there. It was like, "Oh, pew, 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 pew." And Strange threw up his finger. One. And I guess this is the 1 out of the 14 million that he saw, but like I said, there's maybe more chances. But so Tony Stark goes over there, fights with Thanos to get the gauntlet, because hey, it's the gauntlet, and Thanos gets it, and he's gonna do the snap, and Tony's like, "Rah, rah, rah," fighting the screamed little tussle, and Thanos is like, "Snap," and there's nothing happens, and he turns it around. It's like, "Oh shit!" And this was a design flaw. Why would you put the stones on the outside? I don't know, but Tony, you see Tony over there, and you see all the stones like hovering, forming into his hand. It's like, oh shit. And Thanos is like, "I am inevitable." Oh, maybe he said that before the snap. I can't remember, but. And then Tony looks over there and says, "Yeah, I am Iron Man." And then snaps. And then it's like, they just start disappearing. Like, oh shit. So those double good guy snaps. And yeah, it was Tony gave it up. And he sacrificed himself though. For he was maybe not the first Avenger, but yeah, he was the guy who got the MCU started, and Pepper Potts, she was there, and like, "Tony, you can rest now." So it was really, really moving. It's like, yep, that was it. And then they had to clean up the stuff. It's like, okay, after all the bad guys disappeared, Gamora was there, but was she a bad guy? Did Tony think she was a bad guy? I don't know, because she's gone, and Quill came back, and there was a bunch of stuff with him, and that was fun and good stuff. Watch the movie, and yeah, it was nice that between the time they thought about time traveling and the actual they did that. Stark recorded a lot of messages for his daughter. It's like this and this and this and this, and I think that's great. I think it's like he died, but uh, he had at least 5 years with her, um, and all the time that all the messages that he could have recorded for her, he got to say goodbye. So that was good. And yeah, so at the end, they still have to go put the Infinity Stones back into their timeline so that Thanos can still kill everyone and stuff like that. Yeah, the path that we are following, the timeline, like I said, is the one where they win. There's infinite amount of splits and stuff like that alternate timelines and stuff based on free will and just So every time someone chooses this, it makes another timeline. So because of infinity. But we're just following the timeline that we want, or we. And so Captain America goes back. Hulk's like, okay, we're gonna send you back, and we'll pull you back in like 10 seconds and stuff. It's like, okay. So he goes back in time, puts all the, like back in 1970, where he met the love of his life and stuff like that. So, but he doesn't come back. He's like, I'm gonna stay here. And as soon as that happened, I was like, Doctor Who. Doctor Who. I don't remember the name of that episode. Maybe I'll find it. I'll put it at the description of there. But the one where he took the long way around. So yeah, I was like, yeah. Instead of using time travel, he stayed there and waited for time to catch up to the place where he was. And he comes back as, if you haven't seen that Doctor Who episode, Doctor Who is punching like a wall of diamond or something like that for like millions of years, and just getting through it, slowly, barely getting through it. But finally, after how many millions of years, he finally gets through it because it's time travel. So, but yeah, and it's like, okay, he passes the mantle on. It's like, okay, now you can be Falcon can be the new Captain America. So it was nice. It was good. It was great. It's so good. So good. It's so good. It was an adventure. It was and I look forward to the next stuff. There are a couple of issues, or maybe I'll make another video where I just talk about some of the things, like, well, why didn't that work, or something like that. But such a good movie. I don't think anyone who was invested in the movies, who saw the stuff, who like, oh, that was fun and stuff like that, would be disappointed with the Endgame. Maybe some super hardcore fans will be like, "Oh, Thor can't be fat" or something. But all right, guys, that was an hour and a half about of me talking about Avengers Endgame. You should go watch it. Support Endgame. Support the stuff, and let me know what you guys think. I thought it was great. Yeah. If you're, yeah, and I'll talk about some of the things that I like. Well, why didn't they fix that, or how did that end, or what's so? So Marvel, Iron Man, and Starscream, Megatron, all these guys, they're all under Marvel. I think I don't know if they're still under Marvel, but I think IDW has the license also. But yeah, Transformers. Why not have a Transformer in the movie? Bumblebee. That would be cool. All right, guys. Kanpai. Bye bye. Such a great movie.